Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking in. All right, this will be our school lunch spaghetti video. All right, here are the ingredients. You're gonna need oil, cheddar cheese, thick spaghetti, a packet, Prego sauce, salt, ground beef in a tube because it's the softest in my opinion, and the last part will also be black pepper. If you need to, you can stop the video and do a screenshot so that when you make your purchase at a grocery store, you don't leave anything out. Now we are boiling the water. Okay, so while we wait for the water to come to a boil, we are going to start with our meat. We are going to start the process of browning our meat for the spaghetti. Here I am taking the fry pan, adding oil just a little bit because you do not want your spaghetti to be too oily, especially if you're serving this to young kids. All right, here we are with the ground beef. Once again, this is ground beef in a tube. I find that it is so much more tastier and it cooks so much more better than the other ground beefs. But you can use whatever you find, whatever is your preference. If you want to add turkey instead of ground beef, you can go ahead and do that. And I'm pretty sure it'll just taste just as good as, ground beef, if not better. All right, we're adding salt. I'm going to add a generous amount of salt. We're going to go ahead and add our black pepper. And that's it. I am not adding any other seasonings to this. If you like, you can. I would probably add garlic powder, if anything. But you do not need additional seasoning because we have a seasoned packet. All right, so it looks like our water has finished boiling and we are going to cook the pasta per instructions. We're going to go ahead and add oil because the oil helps for your pasta not to stick together. And we are going to season our water because we're going to season with salt because that is our first opportunity to add some flavor and seasoning to the pasta. Here we are adding the pasta. Some our water. I break mine in two so that everything is even and everything can fit in the pot. All right, so it looks like our ground beef is just about done browning. You don't want to overcook your meat. You don't want to burn it. Just cook it until it's brown. And remember, with meat, even when the fire is off, it continues to cook. Here I'm removing the excess oil and liquid and grease from this. Once again, you do not want your pasta to be too oily. You don't want to drain all the oil, but you definitely don't want this much oil in your pasta. It's not necessary. But if you find that your pasta is too dry, you can go back and use that oil that we have there on reserve on the side. Here I'm adding the seasoned packet, the Zesty spaghetti seasoned packet. That's what it's called. All right, and we're incorporating that into the beef. Make sure that it's well incorporated and that every bit gets Okay, so I just turned down the fire because it looks like the meat is done. I'm going to go ahead and add the pasta sauce. You can use whatever pasta sauce you have on hand. I'm using Prego. All right, so we're done there. So the last part is adding my favorite part. Okay, we're not at the last part. Okay, so we're adding the spaghetti. We're adding the spaghetti. You don't want to put too much spaghetti in all at once. You don't want to overpower the pan and make a mess. You are dealing with something hot, so be careful. If you are a kid trying to make this recipe, make sure you have your parents with you to help you out so that you do not get burned. The key here is to make sure that your pasta is not too saucy, that it's not too runny, because that's definitely what you do not want your school lunch spaghetti to end up being. You just need enough pasta sauce to cover the pasta. And here's the best part, the cheese. The best and final part, adding your shredded cheddar cheese. You can bake this spaghetti if you like. You can do it over the stovetop. Both ways work. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cover my frying pan so that the cheese can melt, and I'm turning the heat to medium. Time to plate. We got your serving tray here and your school lunch plate here. We're having a bun, good old milk, an apple, some corn. I feel like corn complements spaghetti so well. All right, and make sure that you have a ice cream scoop. That's how the lunch ladies served the spaghetti when I was younger, and I think you should use it when you are preparing this. Yum. I hope that your kids love this recipe, that you make it for them. Comment down below if you made it, if you liked it, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video.